Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
Some members of Congress are joining together to introduce a bill that would sanction same-sex or gay adoption, as it's called. I am very concerned about this bill. I'm going to talk about it with Matt Barber today on Faith and Freedom. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. You know, one of the persons who recently said, I don't know if he's going to be a co-sponsor, but now changed his mind, is Paul Ryan on this particular bill. Paul Ryan, of course, was the presidential candidate with Mitt Romney, and he said that he would be in favor of the so-called gay adoption or same-sex adoption bill. This is a tragedy because it ultimately, as a policy matter, says that children don't need moms and dads, and that moms and dads are absolutely fungible. They're not necessary to the well-being of this young boy or this young girl.
Yeah. Well, indeed, our own experience tells us otherwise, but there's mounting evidence, research that shows that to be the case as well, that not only do kids do better in homes with a mom and dad, but that particularly in homosexual households with two so-called dads or two so-called moms, that children fare much, much worse. The most comprehensive study was a peer-reviewed study at the University of Texas, which determined in research with about 3,000 children who were raised in homosexual households that on a number of different points show that those kids fare very, very poorly. Extremely high instances of depression, drug and alcohol abuse, and an astronomically higher level of promiscuity and kids actually engaging in the same lifestyle that they see modeled before them, kids later identifying, raised in those homes, as gay or lesbian and entering into those self-destructive sexual lifestyles. So the evidence against this bill is mounting, the scientific evidence, not to mention the morality of it all. Children deserve a mom and a dad, and how dare they set up these, intentionally deprive a child of a mom or a dad? It's unconscionable.
You know, people need a good, solid foundation and a moral compass, and what we have, both on the Republican and the Democrat side, because there's some bipartisan support apparently for this, they say, is they have these shifting values. Like Paul Ryan says, well, I was opposed to it, but now I've changed my mind and I'm supportive of it. Well, the fact of the matter is same-sex parenting hasn't changed. It's the same now as it was before. And what it does is it ultimately skews the view of these children, boys and girls. It eliminates one gender from the family so that whether it's two women, then you'll never have a dad. And if it's two men, then you'll never have a mom. And not only does it eliminate that possibility, but it also skews the view of the missing gender. The reason why you have two women is because they don't like the men. And the reason why you have two men is they don't like the women. And so it pushes the gender out and it skews the view. It distorts the view of that missing gender for that young boy or young girl. A gender does matter. Moms and dads are important. An intact family with mom and dad is the best security for not only moral, but productive citizenship, for economic well-being as well. But when you start to redefine the family, you ultimately have impact on our kids.
Well, you just stole my thunder a little bit there with redefine the family. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Have you noticed this increasing trend? That's the great thing, I guess, if you're a liberal, about relativism. If you don't like reality and you don't like the truth of the terms, then you just redefine the terms. So they're euphemistically calling this the Every Child Deserves a Family Act. Well, yeah, of course. How cute. Yeah, who would be against something called the Every Child Deserves a Family Act? But see, then you have to ask them for them to define the terms. What do you mean by a family?
Right.
Well, we mean a family as two gay dads, two gay moms, which we know from a biological standpoint is impossible. You can't have two moms. You can't have two dads. You have a mom and a dad. And that doesn't always happen. There are single family households and so forth, but at least even in those instances, there's always the possibility that the missing mom or the missing dad through a remarriage or through marriage can come. Mom and dad each bring, we know scientifically, unique properties to child rearing that are indispensable.
I mean, I travel a lot in airports. I mean, you just look at how moms and dads relate differently to their boys or girls. It is palpably obvious. And anyone who's studied this understands the differences that moms and dads bring to this family relationship. You know, for example, girls that are raised even in a single mother household without dad there, they tend to engage in sexual promiscuity earlier and in more risky ways than if dad is there. Dad brings some kind of additional stability and accountability to that young girl. Well, girls who are raised with two moms, you push the needle back even further, they engage in promiscuity earlier and even in more risky ways than a girl who's raised with only a single mom. And so here's the spectrum. Girls are more stable and less promiscuous when dad is there. When dad is gone, more promiscuous. When you have two women, even more promiscuous. And those have devastating emotional and physiological consequences.
Yeah, children model behavior. And when they are raised in a home where bad behavior is modeled, immoral behavior, and homosexual behavior is objectively immoral behavior, they're going to model that behavior. I mentioned the University of Texas study, the most comprehensive gay parenting study on record. Another one that's almost as comprehensive, I found came to many of the same conclusions. Kansas State University, Walter Shrum, I believe is his name, a doctor there, he found that children who are raised in homosexual households are 12 times more likely to themselves identify as gay or lesbian. It makes sense that they're going to model the behavior that they see. You know, as you know, I'm a former boxer. I'm a drummer. My son, guess a couple of the things that he's interested in boxing and drumming, that kids model behavior.
Well, you know, I was on an NPR radio interview talking about same-sex marriage and so forth. And a lady called in, and she was in a same-sex relationship with another woman. And I thought, here I'm going to get blasted by her. She's going to take me to task. She said that she was raising a son. They were both raising a son. But she agreed with me. She agreed that they had a difficult time bringing the father figure. She said they try to do that, but there's just no substitute for father. And then a young man called in. He was raised with two moms. And I thought, oh, here he goes. He's going to blast me and take issue with it. He agreed with me as well. He said, I'm someone who was a product of being raised by two moms, and I missed having a father figure there, and his parental relationship there was not able to substitute the missing father. On NPR, not something that was a conservative talk show, these individuals who are part of this actually agreed with my proposition that children do best when they're raised with a mom and a dad. Same-sex adoption or gay parenting laws like this permanently preclude mom or dad from the child's well-being and life, ultimately have a negative effect on that child. This is damaging, and we need to oppose this bill. Liberty Counsel and Liberty Counsel Action will certainly be on the front lines in opposition to this kind of bill because it's damaging to children, it's damaging to families, and it's damaging to our community.
What this is selfish adults putting their desires and their wishes over the best interests of children. That's plain and simple. You know, actor Rupert Everett, a famous homosexual British actor, even he gets it. He has called this idea of homosexual parenting or homosexual adoption egocentric. That's exactly what it is. It's parents, not parents, it's homosexuals who can't, through the natural biological process, have children, trying to acquire children. They're basically purchasing children. As you know, it's like having little pets or something, I guess. And it's egocentric, it's selfish, and it hurts children, and this bill needs to be stopped.
Well, go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org. You can also go to lcaction.org, our sister organization, Liberty Counsel Action. Liberty Counsel and Liberty Counsel Action will both be involved in this particular bill and any others that come down the pipe because we believe this is the wrong direction. And go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org, for more information. We have a lot of books that are available. We have Dr. Judith Reisman's new book, Stolen Honor, Stolen Innocence. It's a great read about how all of these foundational issues came to be how they are today. It'll put all the pieces together for you. Stolen Honor, Stolen Innocence. This is a book that was published through our own publishing branch, New Revolution Publishers. You can order that book right there on the website, lc.org. You can also call Liberty Counsel for more information, 800-671-1776. Remember, Liberty Counsel in your prayers and your regular financial support. You can make an online credit card contribution at lc.org.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.